Hey everyone, and welcome back. Today, we're setting sail for the Caribbean to explore the vibrant, complex, and often turbulent history of Cuba. From its indigenous roots to its revolutionary present, this island nation has a story that's absolutely captivating. So, grab a coffee, get comfortable, and let's dive into the history of Cuba. Before any European ships appeared on the horizon, Cuba was home to indigenous peoples, like the Taino and the Guanagatiba. They lived in villages, cultivated the land, and had rich cultures that had thrived for centuries. But everything changed in 1492 when Christopher Columbus landed and claimed the island for Spain. This marked the beginning of a long and brutal colonial period. The Spanish quickly established settlements, with Havana eventually becoming a jewel of their empire. To fuel their growing economy, they turned to cash crops, particularly sugar and tobacco. The insatiable demand for these goods led to the forced importation of hundreds of thousands of enslaved Africans, whose labor built the island's wealth and whose culture would profoundly shape Cuban identity forever. By the 19th century, the desire for freedom was simmering. Cubans rose up against Spanish rule in two major conflicts: the 10 Years' War from 1868 to 1878, and the Second War of Independence, which began in 1895. This final struggle for independence caught the attention of a rising power just 90 miles to the north: the United States. The mysterious explosion of the USS Maine in Havana's harbor led to the Spanish-American War in 1898. De result, Spain was defeated and relinquished control of Cuba. However, true independence remained elusive. The island fell under U.S. military occupation, and the subsequent Platt Amendment gave the United States the right to intervene in Cuban affairs, a power it would use several times in the following decades. The first half of the 20th century was a period of political instability, economic dependence on the U.S., and widespread inequality. This volatile environment set the stage for one of the most transformative events in modern history. In 1952, a former president named Fulgencio Batista seized power in a military coup, establishing a corrupt and repressive dictatorship. Opposition grew, and from the Sierra Maestra Mountains, a young lawyer and revolutionary named Fidel Castro led a guerrilla movement. After years of fighting, on January 1, 1959, Batista fled the country, and Castro's forces marched victoriously into Havana. A new era for Cuba had begun. Castro's revolution didn't just change Cuba, it sent shockwaves around the world. He quickly established a communist government, nationalizing industries and land previously owned by American companies. This led to a complete breakdown in relations with the United States, which imposed a strict economic embargo in 1960 that continues to this day. The Cold War tensions reached their absolute peak in October 1962 during the Cuban Missile Crisis. The discovery of Soviet nuclear missiles on the island brought the U.S. and the Soviet Union to the very brink of a nuclear war, a terrifying standoff that the world watched with bated breath. For decades, Cuba relied heavily on the economic support of the Soviet Union. When the USSR collapsed in the early 1990s, Cuba was plunged into a severe economic crisis, known as the Special Period. In 2006, due to failing health, Fidel Castro transferred power to his brother Raul, marking a formal end to his nearly 50-year rule. And that brings us closer to the Cuba of today, a nation shaped by centuries of colonization, fierce struggles for independence, and a world-changing revolution. Its story is one of resilience, passion, and complexity. What do you think is the most fascinating part of Cuba's history? Let me know down in the comments. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this journey through time, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more history videos. See you next time.